To make this door, I will choose a generic model wall-based to get this default wall into my family. You see in the parameters I have this default only. I change the category to drawers. And get all the default door parameters from Revit. Again, I'll add ref planes. Add a chain of dimensions to make sure the center line is centered by in the family. I'll add a dimension line to control the width. Select the dimension. Add the parameter from the list, width. Go to placement side. Again, add a ref plane to control the height. Select the dimension to add a label. Now I have the outer frames for the geometry of the door. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the hole in the door, in the wall. I could use this door opening, which will make a hole through the whole wall. Or I can use a void form by extrusion. Again, I make this extrusion. I will align the side to the ref planes. Remember to press the lock like this. Press OK. You can see this ghosted square. It's the void. Now I have to tell Revit what the void is going to cut. It's going to cut the wall. Use this cut geometry on the modifier. In reference levels, you can see the void as well. And in this case, where I want the hole to go through the whole wall, maybe in some cases I don't want this void to go whole through the wall. Maybe I want a window in the wall and want to keep the back side of the wall, the concrete bearing part of the wall. Then I can make a void which doesn't go through the whole wall, but I can add a ref plane, add a dimension, parameter and so on to control what's left on the wall. But in this case, I take the void, make it snap to the edge of the wall, press lock. The same with this one. I will always lock it to the edges of the wall because I don't know the thickness of the wall my component is put into in the project. So in this case, I snap to the edges of the wall, so it's independent of the width of the wall in the project. As you will see, it's to the wall. Then I'll add the frames. I'll use this sweep tool where I make the frame profile and a path to go round the door. I create the path. Like this, and then align the end to this line. So it's the path which controls the profiles for the frames. I accept the path. Go to Edit Profile. And when the profile is placed here, Revit suggests I go to reference level, the plan view of the family. And I simply make a sketch of the profile. Maybe I said this one should always be 40. I can add dimensions to keep it 40. I want this to be 15. And maybe I want this one to be 45. Of course, I can add label and so on, etc. on all parameters in this family. In this case, I have this standard dimension for a door frame. I don't care if it's which fabric cosmetic. It's just a default door. In this case, I'll align it to the side here. If it's an internal door, what do you do about the depth of the frame? How many millimeters is the frame in an internal door? Like the wall? In most cases, the frames on the internal door are the same width as the thickness as the wall. So I'll align the door frame to the edge of the wall. Press lock. Okay. Okay. Load into project to see if it's okay. It seems okay. If I change the wall to an internal wall, the frame will follow. I'll go back to the family. Maybe in a family like this, we have some standard types, so we can make them to help the user in the projects. To make types like this. And a new type. Remember to so when I load it into project, I have those dot types already to choose between. So if it's a family like this, door or window, which have some standard measures, just make them in the family, so you have them in each project where you load this family into. What do we need more? We need the door plate. It's created by extrusion. I'll make a rectangle to make it like this, and then align and lock and this end as well. Like this. If I go to an elevation view, I can see I don't have the right height of the door. So I simply drag it like this, make it snap to the right line, and lock. But as you can see in ref level, I want the door plate to be visible in the 3D and elevations, but not in the plan view. So I select door plate, and under visibility and graphic overrides, I can control in which situation I wanted this component to be shown. I can choose detail levels. If I want a handle, if I want to place a handle on the door, maybe it shouldn't be visible in coarse detail level, maybe medium, but certainly in fine. So I can choose those detail levels, or I can choose, like in this situation, I don't want the door plate to be shown in plan view, and when it's cut in plan. So when I load it into the project again, it's not shown in a plan view, but it is in 3D. One last thing with doors, I have to add those opening symbols. I'm going to annotate and add a symbolic line because I want this line only to be visible in plan view. That's why I use a symbolic line. Make a line from the hinge side here. Another one to control this swing. I'll use trim to like this. Load again to control if it's working. Maybe change type so I can see if the lines follow the geometry of the door. It seems okay. The only thing left is some flip control buttons. Again, select door, edit family, and under annotate, no, create, I have this control where I simply can add those control buttons, horizontal and vertical, to the family. Check again in the project. I can flip it like this. When you start using those flip, it's very important that the center line is in the center of the door. Otherwise, the door will not be in the right position when you flip. So it's very important to get those aligned.